Konami Studios.
Taskmaster, issue number 5, the conclusion to this incredibly fun story that really took me by surprise. I am a fan of Taskmaster. I've said that a few times. I think the character perfectly sums up the stuff I like from Marvel, which is just like quirky, over-the-top, outlandish ideas mixed with brevity and heart. And this character is just the best. I really like him. So we kind of catch everyone up on what's happening here. We got all our kinetic signatures, so we can go in and get the what they call it, the Rubicon trigger. Figure out if that's the lead to what happened to Maria Hill and how she died. So we're in a car with Fury and Taskmaster, and as they're kind of just like figuring out what to do, Taskmaster starts to ask the question, you know, I'm not like the ultimate businessman, but I do know a thing or two about business. And one of the things I teach you about business is that somebody needs to profit. Who profits by framing me? Who profits by us finding the Rubicon trigger? Like, who profits from any of this? And Fury's like, I don't know. What do you want from me? We're just figuring out where Maria Hill is. So Taskmaster, being the smarmy guy he is starting to not really trust Nick Fury or what he's saying. And he gets into a really fun conversation about how, oh, it's nice that you're Nick Fury. Hey, how Daddy let you put on the patch and become all high and mighty, and you think you owe that to Maria Hill? No, buddy. You became Nick Fury the moment that the first supervillain came in and attacked you and your family. That was me, pal. It wasn't Maria Hill that made you. It was me. Which is such a cool moment. It's so dark and creepy. But as they're having that conversation, the Widow is standing behind them, and Black Widow just blows up the car they're in and flips it, and you see Taskmaster just like, that's what happens when you get distracted. As soon as something goes wrong, that's when she gets you. I'm going to die here. So we get a nice page where he like ejects himself out of the seat, and he's like flying down. He's like, you know what makes me different than a lot of the other superheroes or like the other supervillains in this game? You know, other assassins and killers and people like me? I know when to tuck and run. I know when I'm going to die. I'm a coward. And when I know the Widow is coming to kill me, that's when I run away because she is going to kill me. So he's trying to escape her clutches. He's running down, but the entire time he's like, she's going to kill me. Like, I cannot win this fight. She's built to take down Captain America. I saw her do it once. You know, Captain America killed her in Secret Empire, and look at her now. She's back. I'm going to die. I gotta figure out how to stand this fight, so I gotta keep mixing up my fights, keep mixing up my styles. So we see that he's doing like a bunch of different stuff from a bunch of different martial artists, but it's not enough. He is going to die. And he's like, I've accepted my fate. And something still doesn't add up, so he's starting to think again, who would profit from all this stuff happening? Who is really at fault here? And we see somebody's picking up Nick Fury. And you're like, who is that gonna be? How is this gonna go down? And right before Natasha goes in for the kill on Taskmaster, he's like, stop, I know what happened. Maria Hill's alive. And she's like, what are you talking about? And we turn back to see Maria Hill standing with Nick Fury. He's like, yeah, I'm alive. So we cut to later, they're in like a safe house, everyone's just talking, and Maria Hill's going down her grand plan. And we realize that the Rubicon trigger was this device used by Norman Osborn when he was running Hammer. Way to go back into the bullpen, man. Like, that is such a long time ago. I'm just like, wow. I was like, Hammer, that's far. It's not even that long ago, but in terms of comic book, it's like an eon, an eternity ago. Unbelievable. That's so cool to see. I really like seeing that. So she's like, I needed to get the signature so we can like deactivate it in case Norman does have a change of heart again and he goes back to being a killer. So we got to figure out how to stop that before it happens. And I know the only person who would help me would be Taskmaster, but there's no way he would have taken the job if I just asked nicely. And she's like, well, if I asked, would you have done it? Of course not. This is crazy. So she's like, I needed to use you. And I used the Widow and I used Fury. I used all of you. And I do it again to stop this shit from happening. So now, Taskmaster, can you please just do the thing and get everything set up so we can get out of here? So he's like, fine, whatever. So, you know, he does his Phil Coulson. He does his Ami Han. He does his Okoye. Everything's looking up and up for Taskmaster. It looks like they're going to deactivate this like missile launch that could come down and stop them. But he's like, you know what? Activate it. And they're like, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? And we see that he just walks out of the room. He's like, they'll figure it out. Like, if the world ends, they'll figure it out. They're heroes. That's what they do. And we see that Taskmaster leaves them to deal with a crisis that is eventually coming. And that is where the book ends. And it's kind of like a quick wrap. It's kind of like a quick wrap up. But I think it worked, you know, like it didn't really have to do that much. Like we already did an issue going to Coulson, we did an issue going to Ami Han, we did an issue going to Okoye. Let's do a wrap-up issue. We get a great fight between Taskmaster and Widow, because that is what we're going to be seeing in the Black Widow movie. Currently moved to July 9th at the time of this recording. We'll see if that happens or not. And we see Maria Hill's not actually dead. We get some great stuff with like the spy and espionage things. But it's just like this weird, quirky book where Taskmaster is just going around trying to show to the world he's not as dumb as he looks. Like there's actual story in here, actual character beats, and it is a really fun thing to see. A great book, a great 5 issues that plays really well. It feels like it'd be a really good mini series on Disney Plus if we ever got to that point. Maybe instead of Natasha it'd be Yelena, but I really like the way this has flowed, man. It was so fun. A great 5-issue mini. It's one I'm going to recommend a lot of people check out because it's not going to be what you're expecting. It's just going to have a really great flow to it that I really enjoy. Absolutely fun and cool, and a great wrap-up that just ends with Taskmaster getting the upper hand. It's a Taskmaster book, kids. He's going to win in the end and be the ultimate dick he could be. I really like that a lot. A very fun wrap-up for a very fun book. So, Taskmaster issue number 5, I am going to give an 8 out of 10. Now, thank you guys so much for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, good luck.